Debbie Cobb. Would you
I
like
have
to
some
come up?
things, yes, please, I have some things I'd like to do.
All right.
I want to talk to y'all and ask y'all what y'all are going to do in regards to Jerry Brandon and his violations, his conflict of interest violations. I brought with y'all a copy of the ouster law, and in the ouster law, it says that the county attorney is to start ousting proceedings on anybody. It says, ouster is purely a civil proceeding and the rights granted to defendants in criminal cases are not applicable until the ouster statutes. And then it goes on, it says, ouster proceedings may be instituted by the Attorney General, District Attorney General, or County Attorney, either on their own initiative or after a complaint has been made. There has been a complaint made because it was written up in the audit. County attorneys within their respective jurisdictions are required to investigate any complaint made in writing alleging that a county officer is guilty of any of the acts, omissions, or offenses set out in TCA 847-101, and upon determination of reasonable cause to institute a proceeding in the appropriate court to oust the official. So I want to know, as law enforcement, what y'all are going to do about it.
Well, we have had some discussion about it, but I suppose we would begin here. With a discussion about calling for the audit committee to meet. Not the audit committee, but the ethics committee. Pardon me, I'm sorry.
You know, the ethics committee doesn't have to meet, that the county attorney can be instructed to do that.
Well, that's true. And
It just means that y'all need, somebody needs to make the motion for the county attorney to start the ousting proceedings.
I'll make that motion that we turn it over to the county attorney.
is there a second? And this would be to turn the
It would be to his findings, whatever he finds.
the findings from the
He just takes it out of our hands and turns it into his hands.
well, I believe it's the audit that was done and the audit committee about Commissioner Brandon. Is there a second?
Terry,
Yes, sir.
could I ask that the wording be that the county attorney be directed to do it? The word "be directed"?
Well, I know what you're meaning, but I may be overstepping my bounds if I were to say, yes, we'll do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think that the county attorney should make the above action on his terms. I mean, he's got to, if he sees the facts speak for itself, that he should act on the facts that he sees. That's the way I look at it. It's turned over to him. It's his duty to provide the law. And that's what we would expect him to do. So I don't know if he sees it's the wrong thing. I think he should be the one to determine. If he don't, it goes to the state's attorney.
We have a motion to forward this to the county attorney. There is no knowing what the end result of that would be, but this appears to be a suitable provision. Is there anyone that wishes to make a second about this?
Who made the motion?
I made the motion. I mean, we got nothing else we can do. I mean, it's.
Okay, I know that y'all are hesitant about doing this. This is not personal. Okay? The law has been violated. I pointed out to Mr. Brandon the night that he was appointed. I pointed out and asked him, was he the manager, was he a worker, or was he the owner? He said he was the owner. I turned around to Barry Barnett and I told him that according to the TCA code, the conflict of interest, he was to send a letter to all department heads saying that they can no longer do business. He sent the letter. I have a copy of the letter. He emailed it to the commissioners. Some of you also got a copy of the letter. Okay, you're either going to follow the law or you're not going to follow the law. And it is going to be written up in this coming up year's audit. He violated the law. He knew he was violating the law. Then we tried to circumvent the law by stating that we received a letter. The audit committee revealed there was no such letter. It was merely a conversation that the mayor or someone had with someone that was not affiliated with CTS but with the highway department. Now, y'all can sit here and not friend or foe. If you violate the law, if I go out here and I run this stop sign, am I gonna be arrested? Am I gonna get a ticket?
Probably.
Okay, what's the difference here?
There is no difference.
Okay, then why are y'all potentially, none of you having the nerve to make the second? You're gonna allow it to continue?
Well, I'm a chairman, and I don't have a vote.
I'm
Except to
not,
break a
yeah,
tie.
and I'm not talking to you, I'm just saying, why are y'all, Sonny, Gary, why are y'all
I just got this
hesitating?
and I'm reading it to see what it says. It says the commission couldn't do it.
No, the motion that he made was that the county attorney, the commission cannot remove him from office. They cannot.
I just feel it's our duty to speak the law. We can't jurisdiction of the law. If he thinks it's been broke, it's on his shoulder. That's all we do is.
Well, we
do
know
what
it's
we
been
think
broke.
right.
The comptroller wouldn't have written it up in the audit if it hadn't been broke.
Would that not come under the hands of the jurisdiction of the ethics committee?
No.
No. It's very specific. Y'all can have an ethics meeting, but it's still not gonna, it's
All
not
we
going
would
to
do is the
do.
same thing we're doing right here, by doing it is turning it over to the county attorney. The county attorney don't do it, then it goes to the state's attorney. The district attorney. It's easy.
Well, would that not be the ethics committee's duty to turn it over to the county attorney?
Well, the law enforcement committee needs to endorse it right here. Actually, you're just not jumping.
Okay, when are y'all gonna have an ethics committee? Because I filed a complaint 2 years ago, and I'm still waiting for an ethics committee to be called. And there has not been one called yet. So who does that? Yes, Morris?
I'm waiting on the chairman, ma'am.
Oh, I
Go
thought you
ahead,
had a
sir.
question for me.
No, ma'am. Gentlemen, if you'll look at the second line on this, it says ouster proceedings may be instituted by the Attorney General, District Attorney, or County Attorney. As Ms. Kyle has already presented, it's not our job as commissioners, it is the county attorneys. I can't necessarily agree with the motion that he made. If I was making a motion, I'd say that we recommend to the full commission that the county attorney look into this for his legal opinion. Because other than that, we have no authority in this matter or jurisdiction over it. But that's not the motion on the table, and that's why I cannot give a second to it.
I made a motion that he deserves it. I didn't say he blessed him. He did
No.
I made a motion
Well,
to turn it to the county attorney and make his decision.
Okay,
And that's the way it is.
I'm kind of wondering, okay, you're wanting him to make, the county attorney to make a recommendation if the law has been violated.
Well,
What did
No.
you say?
one of the things that we can do, that this committee can do, and it's most appropriate that we would do that, is for one of the commissioners to make a motion to have this turned over to the full legislative body, and that they vote to determine whether it goes to the county attorney or not.
That's pretty well what Morris was saying.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I'm saying.
So I'm not hearing a motion to that effect.
You
I do
already-
have a
And that's what I've
motion.
asked for.
Is that what you, is that
Well,
what, is that how you're gonna amend your motion?
It's not a minute, we don't have the choice of giving it to them. We're gonna recommend it before the commission
Okay.
that they do it, I mean. that's-
Well, okay. Do you need any notes on that?
Well, what his original motion was to turn over to the county attorney to determine
Yes.
ouster.
Our recommendation.
So
I
you
mean, we
want
don't
to
have
change
that
the
power.
wording then? that's
Well,
all.
I mean, that's the way it would let me, but we can't do it ourselves. Yes, if that's what you want me to put
Do you
out,
know how you
we're gonna
need
recommend it
to change the
to the
wording?
full committee.
To recommend to the full commission to have the county attorney review this for
That's right.
legal jurisdiction.
That's right.
Would that, everybody understand that? I will second that motion if that's how you would like to word it, sir.
Yes, sir.
We have a motion and a second to refer this matter, which has been referred to by the audit committee as item 007, which involves findings by the auditors in the past audit that Commissioner Jerry Brandon had violated the prohibition against conducting business with the county for a gainful purpose.
I'd like to restate the motion if I could, Mr. Chairman, just
Please
before
do.
we do a final
Please
vote.
do.
The motion is to turn over to county attorney to determine ouster of Commissioner Brandon by Ward Plan, second by Morris Rogers, to refer to the full commission for judicial review.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? Well, this passes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't want to turn my back to anybody. County. And then the county, the shelter would have to increase our adoption fees to make up for it. Because that's how animal clinics make money. From me bringing in my dog, Morris bringing in his or his cat, they're not gonna charge the average citizen, but they do it to help the shelter so that, of the expense.
So she's sharing the expense of the savings to the.
She's passing it on to, yes, but she's letting them, yeah, she's letting them, instead of letting them reclaim their dog, she's having them to surrender it, and our surrender form says,
The mayor or the department heads. And the way that I think that we should handle this is to forward this complaint and these documents that we've been provided. I know quite a bit about some of this personally because I dealt with it when we still had responsibility over the animals. But I believe that we need to ask for the activation of the ethics committee and for the ethics committee to conduct an investigation.
Are you not gonna let her do any rebuttal on this before you do that?
Well,
I was really
I
hoping
mean,
she'd be
because-
here.
whoa, wait. As I recall, she's already given her rebuttal.
Not to these, not to 50 complaints.
She'll have plenty of opportunity. But at the last meeting, she came out fighting, big time. And she
With all the
told,
scrutiny she's having now, I wouldn't blame her.
Okay, well, let me ask you something, how come?
no. What I'm telling you is, this woman has perjured herself in court. Your animal shelter director, she perjured herself in court with a lot of the things that she accused me of. Now,
In a court of law.
this court, whenever this county commission meets, we're in court. And if somebody stands and they tell a lie, and it influences a decision that a
I mean, all
commissioner
we need
makes,
to determine
that
this
is
is all factual before we do anything.
well, how are you gonna do it unless you send it to the ethics committee?
Mr. Chairman, if I may make a suggestion.
Yeah,
There has been alleged criminal offenses, correct?
that's right.
Would it not be proper to just have the district attorney look into that matter?
I don't think the commission should do anything right now as long as it's an investigation, because it's already been.
Because, like you've had
on the
before, you've had
financial
people file
investment.
complaints for you.
I mean, we
before.
would be overstepping the district attorney in this situation, because he's already sent a letter.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. This has been going on for 2 years. And whenever anybody has intervened to control her or to get her to act according to the handbook that the commission voted on and approved, and still has effect, it's never been rescinded. She has told me personally that she doesn't care what that book says, that she knows how to run that thing and how to make it work. And if by God, she doesn't care that the commission voted on that to approve it for the way that that's run. Now, you took it from us.
No, I did not take it from you.
Yes, you
The
did.
commission took it from you.
No, they didn't. They did not vote on that,
On what?
on the animal shelter, and how that animal shelter was going to be conducted. You took it from us.
You gave it to me. I didn't take it. When the commission
voted, sir.
voted to take it out of the board's hands.
Yes, sir.
I didn't want that.
But you
You
didn't
gave
allow
it
the
that.
board to have any rebuttal. Y'all did that when none of the board members were present. But you won't allow her to rebut, but none of the board members were present for that meeting. And instead of referring it back to committee, what did you do? You abolished the animal shelter board without letting us have a say.
Sir,
Because
with all
we
due
knew we
respect,
were gonna
this has
fire
to go
her.
to the DA that has
She
a
knew it.
criminal
Sorry.
offense. All
Then-
persons are
then put it
innocent.
into the form of a motion, by God. Please. You're sitting here and you're offering, you're opining. Make a motion.
I make a motion, we send it to the full commission with the recommendation that the DA look into it.
Is there a second?
Awesome.
All in favor? Then that's passed.
I'd like to make one comment.
Yes, sir.
As it goes. Our committees, and as it's set up, and I've watched it, we've got the law enforcement committee who should be over the animal shelter. But everything we've got has been by somebody else. It first started when the mayor asked to put two men, Mr. Morrison and Brandon, over it. It took it out of us, because then we are the committee. That's our job. But it removed us from that. And right now, we don't have no say-so out there. She don't report to us like she should to bring in the revenue. What did you make this month? It's all the other.
Because the mayor says that she's
Well,
not to report,
I'm just
no
saying that
other
where I feel
commissioners are to
we're
be
out of it.
involved.
This business has been taken care of. We have a motion that was passed to refer this to the full body of the commission this next Monday.
And if you wanna make a motion to turn it over to the law enforcement committee,
Actually, the
Well,
law
nothing wrong with
enforcement
that.
committee is already over it.
Well, we're not in a way.
But we are.
We should be.
It
But
is,
we're
it is
not.
the responsibility of the law enforcement
I
committee
agree.
over the animal shelter.
Mm-hmm.
We
But we
have
don't
that
have no authority
jurisdiction
out
right
there.
now and always have.
It
Now-
should be by law. I agree.
Now, Mr. Mayor, you're not gonna like what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna say it. You have a commissioner who has an unhealthy interest in that animal shelter who goes out there. And there's no question in my mind that if anybody from this committee, myself or all of these or any of these commissioners, if we acted to do anything, he would plant the seed that we should be charged for sexual harassment. What? At any rate, the business is taken care of. Let's go on to the next issue. You have one of the speakers. Mrs. Slayback?
I only have one thing to say, a few things to say. Did I get to see you or no?
You talk to me.
Okay. I
Come on up.
got this check for $75 that the mayor sent me for my puppy and told me it was impossible to retrieve the puppy because she was sent to a rescue up north. I don't want the money. I brought it back. I'll give it back to y'all. I want the name of the microchip company she was microchipped through. I want the number. I want her new rabies tag number, the name of the rescue, and I will personally, out of my own money, pay for my dog Tootsie to be back here. I will do whatever it takes to get her back here, and I will personally pay for it. Because she's not, she can't be bought. She's not something that's bought and sold. She's not adopted. She's in my family member. Y'all may think she's a dog. She's still a member of my family, and she was stolen. So I want to give the money back to y'all,
Thank you.
and there's my request of everything I want. I've been denied, I've asked.
Have you got the request in here?
Yes. I've asked before from people from the shelter, and they refused me to give me the name, so if that's all I want. I just want everything, and I'll take care of everything myself. I'll pay for everything.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Mr. Mayor, may I give this to you?
I can tell you right now, this is my opinion, I don't think that the animal shelter should be the mayor's. The mayor has more, I won't say, I'm just saying, it's hard for a mayor with all his other duties.
I gotta agree with you.
to
I wholeheartedly
And
agree.
micromanage that animal shelter.
Well, it
It's just
doesn't have
impossible
to,
to
it doesn't
do.
have to be micromanaged, but it has to be managed. But now, let me tell you this. And I do believe it was Mr. Brandon who said this. She was told not to allow any commissioners to go in there.
I don't know about that. I have no idea.
I'm telling you, I'm informing you of it. Did you hear that?
I heard that.
Did any of you ever hear anything like that? What about you?
I have never heard that.
Well, we've heard it.
Matter of fact, I fully
In
tell
fact-
any commissioner entering that.
Let me
you have
ask.
your right to talk to her.
Can I say something?
Please do. I'm just asking you, has that ever
I don't
been
have it
discussed
with me. I
about?
was looking for timesheets. I don't have the right folder, I brought the wrong ones. I'm not accusing you of anything, but when we did go to your office to get copies of our timesheets, Jean's in the front, right?
Yes.
And Gail, okay, I know Gail is OCD, I'm bad OCD too. Gail's really OCD, way worse than I ever thought about being. Gail could flip the file open and know exactly, I mean, within 2 pages where our timesheets were. She's really OCD.
What's that?
Obsessive compulsive.
Obsessive compulsive disorder, very, very neat freak. On all of our timesheets, she flipped the folder open, I mean, within 1 page, she was right there on them. On the first accident of Phase, she flipped and flipped and flipped and flipped and couldn't find it. Somebody had been in the folder and she said, "Are you sure you worked that day?" "Yeah, I knew we worked that day." She couldn't find the paper. Well, she finally found it. Somebody had went in there and wrote off on that day of her March accident. It was March 31st of 2016. We went ahead and made copies of it. I don't have it with me, I apologize. I had everything in that bag and we've had
You
emergency
can get
crews.
that to us, but let me ask you this. Have you ever heard Jillian Johnson give an order that no commissioners were to be allowed in there?
Yes, I have.
Have you?
Yes,
And what commissioners was she speaking of?
she just said commissioners.
That was any of us? Whether it was me or whether it was
She
Mr.
didn't say anyone
Lawrence?
specific, it was just
Okay.
commissioners.
And that was Mr. Brandon,
Don't tell her.
hmm?
Brandon told her.
Mr. Jerry Brandon told her that. Is
Did
that
you ever
correct?
hear
I don't
Mr.
know
Brandon
Mr.
tell her
Others, but I
that?
know that the commissioners were not to
But did you ever hear Mr. Brandon tell her that
be there. They
personally?
always went in the office and shut the door.
So you've never heard that statement then? Okay.
What about you, Ada?
The only time I was around him, honestly, was he took me to get the truck, or actually picked me up when we dropped the truck off at the shop and brought it back. And the only time his name was mentioned was when I got yelled at for sharing a post on Facebook,
So you didn't actually hear this statement either?
not from her.
I'm
You're
talking
just
about in
saying-
front of Mr. Brandon.
He didn't say it, no.
You're just
Not
saying
his
that
mouth.
Jillian told you that we were not to be there, is that right?
Yes. You guys came in one day.
Did we walked out?
What'd she say about that?
I would rather not say.
No, please.
No, you need
No,
to
this is,
say.
pardon
Y'all need
me,
to tell.
pardon me. Order. Please tell me what she said.
I would rather not, to be honest. Because I'm not gonna quote word for word because I don't remember that.
What,
was-
in the direction, what she say about it?
I really don't remember. It wasn't good, I know that, but I don't remember.
All
what
right,
the word
then that's
was.
fine. I'm not gonna push you. Thank you very much. I appreciate your answering our questions.
Thank you.
Now,
Really?
I don't believe Mr. Brandon is a member of the law
We're trying to
enforcement.
protect her.
No.
Should've pissed me off. No, come on.
Mr. Rogers is.
You want me to say it?
And Mr. Rogers has gone down there at times, acting as a commissioner from the law enforcement. I have been down there with him. And I'm sure that these other 3 commissioners have been down there too. But if we're going to have any kind of responsibility toward that or accountability from the people that are down there, they have to respond directly to us and not to have our business, how should I put it, filtered through another commissioner who's just interested in the animal shelter. That is a word that is called obstruction, Mr. Mayor.
Can I ask a question, Jerry?
Yes, sir.
What business has Jerry Benjamin got out at the animal shelter?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. There have been some things that have been discussed, but I'm not sure. Gentlemen, let's take a look at our agenda for this upcoming meeting. Among the other things that we've got to deal with, there's an approval for the A2H invoice number 4430 in the amount of $2,278.88.
Mayor, what is that? I thought we paid.
We paid all the bills that are not reimbursable. This is part of the reimbursement.
So we'll be getting this back, what you're saying, this is
Right.
part of it.
We get 80% of it back.
Thank you.
This is similar, we're gonna see a lot of this forward, right? I mean, this is just, you go back
We're
through them.
We're gonna open bids Monday night, then the bids will go out for approval.
When you do them bids, Mayor, when you say opening bid, you're opening bid for the major engineer that one's going to do it, then he'll put the bids out for the work, is that right? You're not putting that bid for hauling the asphalt or doing the asphalt, you're going to one
These are
person?
bids, these are opening bids, all portions of the project, yes.
Oh, so it's just individual, where they posted it, what's out there to be done? I'm saying this, just say, John Blow wants to do some bid on some of that work, how do they find that? Where's it posted at?
It's posted in the newspaper, they do all the advertising and everything.
But I mean, this is for, is it done in section, one's gonna tear the asphalt up, is it what the bid on?
Subcontract, yeah.
Work,
Work is subcontract.
and that's
It's
be
all
turned
been,
in
it's
Monday
all been
night?
advertised, it's all been put in the paper.
And
All
what
the
it-
paper, Jackson Sun, Nashville paper.
So when will they open the bids for that?
They'll open bids Monday night.
Monday night, so the bids have been turned in, you're saying?
Right.
It's over, I mean,
Yeah,
they,
it's over. All the only thing they're doing is just opening the envelope
okay.
and telling who got the bids and what the amounts were. And then the bids will go back. There won't be anything we'll do as far as those bids. The bids will go back for approval from the state, TDOT, and from the grant people before we'll hear back, and then we'll hear back from.
Okay, gentlemen. The second of these, or the third of these that are on the agenda, is a resolution to approve payment for services during the month of September from the county medical examiner and the county medical investigator in the amount of $2,275.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Resolution 04, which is properly the responsibility of the Budget Committee, but it's something that doesn't influence us, affect us, is during the previous legislative meeting, Resolution 09-1909, transferring funds in the amount of $610 within the Health Department budget was passed and approved. And whereas the expenditure account has been decreased on this resolution from 101.55390.309, when it should have read, so we're amending it, this resolution, Mr. Mayor, just because of this? Okay. This is to amend the line there for the appropriation of the local health department. Is there a motion on this? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Skip on down, couple here. These are things that are really more for the Budget Committee than us to hear. I think the the sheriff may be budgeting some funds.
Number 23 or resolution 11 is something that would definitely affect us.
Okay. 23, number 11, new litter van. Okay. Well, speaking of which, we've got it here. I don't know if the sheriff has been able to find another, if he got a hold of the guy finally that I was trying to locate. But I was unable to find a suitable van for the sheriff. I informed him of that, and I presume that he is going to do something on this soon, because they're hurting pretty bad.
That's for the $9,500 for the.
Yeah, that's for that van.
Didn't we approve that last month?
No,
No,
Postponed.
I'm talking about the commission meeting, law enforcement committee. I thought we passed.
Well, we did, it
We
went
did.
there, but they.
We did, and it went there, and they didn't
Turned it
act.
back.
If you look at this resolution, this allows the sheriff not to be taking it out of his budget. We're going to do a it's gonna come out of the unassigned fund, but it's gonna come out of the litter grant portion of the fund.
I make a motion.
Now, the mayor,
So I tried to work this out. I haven't talked to the sheriff, but this is the only way I know to do it without taking it.
now this was set at $10,000, so we didn't have to have an appropriation.
9,500. That's the only way I know to do it. I haven't talked to the sheriff. He was gonna come by and see me. He never has.
No, he's
So I just did this online.
All right, so, thank you for doing it, he needs it badly. Have a resolution here, budgeting funds,
You had a motion on the other, sir,
on which,
number 11,
number 11.
on the litter van.
I second.
All right,
I made a motion.
he made a motion, and Sonny seconded it, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The resolution budgeting funds in the amount of $997.97 within the animal shelter budget. Is there a motion on
Is that money took in, Mayor, is that,
Yes.
did you just put it back?
Motion.
Second.
this? All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 21, resolution budgeting funds in the amount of $280 within the juvenile services budget. 1709 is the resolution of it. This does fall on us. Is there a motion to recommend this to the full body of the commission?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, last month, in previous legislative action, the Benton County Commission voted to postpone Resolution 09-1916 to be revisited at the October meeting with another expenditure account and/or budget option rather than the sheriff's budget. Yeah, but we didn't. Well, then, there's a duplicate in here.
So, number 23, resolution number 11.
That's right.
Yeah, we can read that.
He just ain't going over, he read it, huh?
Just read it.
Purchase of litter van.
What is there? Just maybe a misfiled duplicate. All right, that being the case. Mr. Mayor, would you explain to the committee what is being done or what is being proposed about the range for the sheriff's office and also the remedy for the issue on the parking lot?
Two things that I've been looking into. One, did you get a copy of the motion?
Yes, right here.
I got it. I said it.
Can you share that with you?
Sure, sure.
Look first at this one, but pay no attention, as the guy says, pay no attention to that, that's in the yellow. What you need to look at is the one on the left, the piece of land owned by the county, it's just off 641 by the viaduct. As you go, right before you go get to the railroad tracks. And that was what I was looking at for a shooting range if he wanted to entertain that. I don't think it's about 3 acres, but that should be enough if he wanted to. I think it's an isolated area, not anything residential in there except across the tracks. So be thinking about it if you want. The sheriff will just have to go look at it. The law enforcement committee will look at it if you want to. I haven't been in there. I'm just showing you what property we own there. So if you want to, he wants to look at that piece of property for shooting range.
It's just right across the track, ain't it? Right there across from,
You know, there's a little road.
It's on
Right
this
before
side of
the
the
track.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, all good is on the other side of the
Going out
track.
town, yeah.
Right there on this side of it, yeah.
So if you guys want to go look at that piece of property, I don't mind going with you or going with the sheriff when he gets time to look at it. I have no idea what's in there. Don't have a clue.
How many acres are there?
That's probably, Sonny, probably about 2 to 3 acres. But I'm not sure.
We
I
looked
can
at,
find out.
we looked at this land one time, something about some wetlands in here somewhere.
Well,
Well, that was on the opposite side of the road there, by Dr. Dedman's office.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's in behind the feed mill and the railroad track.
It can't be used or anything.
It actually is kinda in behind.
But this is not part of
the
that.
veterinary clinic.
Well, even if it is, it's no issue for the shooting.
We wanted to build a building sometime for a shooting range.
Yeah, I mean, the building thing.
Yeah, to kill the weapon.
I'm not sure that's in the floodplain. I'll have to look at the
No.
map.
Some of it is, some of it ain't. I can't remember.
I know it drops off here, this lower part of it.
This is probably Dedman's clinic, right in here somewhere.
This right here is
Right over here is Dedman's clinic, right in
This is where
here.
we tried to put the animal shelter down in here, that was wet. Remember that?
Yeah.
When you go on it all, anyway, we'll look at that, just be thinking about it, and look at this second map.
Yeah.
The second map is something that Roger Tappan and I have been looking at. I know the sheriff is on his impound lot behind the jail. Excuse me. That piece of property right there would be, I would think, more valuable than this piece of property, which is right over here in front of the election commission, that little square piece of property over there.
Is that right there at the parking lot?
Right above the park.
Right above it.
It actually comes all the way up to the street there. There's a little lot right there. And Roger seemed to think that the alderman would entertain the idea of doing a land swap. Swapping that piece of property for the property behind the jail. We'd have to look and see behind the jail just exactly what, we'd have to do a survey to survey that land. But the city may already have a survey map on it. But for the use that we want, I can't see the county using that land over there for any purpose.
Well, there was only one proposal I know of that was ever made, and that was completely unsuitable.
So, be thinking about those 2 pieces of land, and, next month when the sheriff is here, we can, between now and next month, we get the sheriff to go out there and look at it. I'll go with him, or I'll go with any of the law enforcement people, the property people that want to go out there and look at that piece of land, just to see what we have. But that's 2 possibilities that, that we could help the sheriff out if he wants to shoot him range and wants to impound lot, so.
Well, the place that the mayor was talking about as proposed shooting range is close enough to where that it could be economically done to provide electricity to the range. And the sheriff could probably get a Eagle building type structure that could go there, and it could serve as a training facility for his officers. They could conduct their in-service training there. But also, it would be removed immediately from the residences in the area. They could build a good berm out there with the chert that we have and some cross ties. We could build it up maybe 20 high or something like that, to ensure that there would be no ricochets. But at any rate,
But I can't see that piece of property out there ever being used for anything as far as any industrial, because it's just not enough land there. And that was as I was looking for a piece of property that the county owned, that's the first thing that came to my mind, is that piece out there. And then this one in the city limits up here, that, I just can't perceive the county ever put any kind of facility in that piece of property.
well, there was a proposal at
If
one
we ever get to
time.
the point where we need to do something at the jail, we have that piece of land.
Well, there was a proposal at one time to sell off the timber that might be on that. I don't think there's any timber to speak
There's
of.
any timber on that.
I didn't think there was.
I think the one you're talking about is the one across the road from there.
No.
Yeah.
I know we looked at it across the road to cut that.
Yes, Ms.
timber.
Whiting?
I have two questions regarding that. I think it was a couple years ago that Mr. Yeager had come before saying that all law enforcement was welcome to use his facility for their shooting range and all that, free of charge, as
Where-
long as they were in law enforcement.
Where's this at?
What, ATF, I think, is his
ATF?
business? Is
Well,
that it?
Tactical
I believe
response.
it is. His business is right over by Ray Smith's, and I don't know where his range was. It
So-
was for a time out on Birdsong Road.
It's on Highway 70 going out toward the river.
Right before you get to the.
So I don't know if that's something y'all wanna explore. It would cost you nothing. Because I don't know what the laws are about firing firearms in the city limits.
Well, I'm not, that's something, I don't think it's in the city limits. It may be.
Before it goes over the viaduct.
I think it just runs right up to the road. I don't think it runs out.
But anyways, I mean, it's just a
It's
thought
free.
before y'all go spend a bunch of money and do all this,
Right.
is to contact Mr. Yeager and see if his offer still stands.
Well,
Because it's an indoor facility, I think.
No,
We're not talking about
it's not.
spending an abundance of money. We're talking about right now, just having him a place to go isolate him. Right now, he's going to gravel pits and everything, just not safe. And, just not a lot of money, just a place for him to go and shoot.
But I mean, if you've got someone that's offering you a setup that they already have for free, I'm all for free. You know?
Amen.
Just a thought.
As long as
The only issue there might be a liability more from using someone else's property, but I know what you're
But
saying.
something to check out with him. You can always shoot it down and go do something else. Pardon the pun. Shoot it then.
Hmm? You mean this Thursday?
Are you pretty well through here?
Pretty much.
I'd like to bring up the one I read somewhere. I didn't bring my agenda. It's on my conscience. It's the hardest thing that we got that we do as county commissioners. And I just want to bring up the issue of where we're appointing Mary Brandon in the middle of this conflict. Should we?
On the agricultural committee?
Right, and instead of going deeper in it, should we not have words in that or not? I just think here we are, we recommend this to attorney to attorney, yet you're still further putting them on other committees. Should we
he's
do
still an
that?
active commissioner until he's found guilty.
I'm just,
That is one thing to keep in mind, gentlemen, regardless of whether it's Jerry, Brandon, me, or you. Anyone in this country is innocent until proven guilty, and until he is actually proven and convicted of that, he should be given all rights as anyone else would.
I just want it to my conscience that I've said that. I just don't think it's usually when something pertaining, it's not done correctly done, that should or should or not.
I'm not saying I disagree with you, Mr. But I'm gonna tell you what. How much does it take?
Until he's proven guilty is
Well,
what it
no,
takes.
I'm telling you,
That's just the standard.
the guy's been cited by the audit committee for more than 101 egregious material offenses.
I don't know anything about it.
How much does it take? I will entertain a motion to dismiss.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
So y'all are in adjournment? Okay, so can I ask a question since y'all have adjourned?
Yes, ma'am.
Morris, I wanna ask you a question.
Hang on a minute, please. I can't write, so.
I can't either. I think you both are gonna walk either.
You can.
Yeah, I can, but I just can't blow bubbles off up my tongue.
All right, now go ahead.
I want to ask you a question. Last month, when the resolution came forward about the Animal Shelter Board, you said that the Animal Shelter Board, somebody made the motion to allow the mayor to appoint 2 members, and you said that the bylaws for the Shelter Board strictly says that the board gets to appoint their members, and they're approved by the commission. I want to ask you just a question. Why is it that when the commission approved you and Jerry Brandon, put you on that board illegally, and you were given the bylaws that I gave you, why did you not resign? And why did you use the bylaws last month, but why did you not resign? Why did you and Jerry Brandon not do the right thing when you knew?
Okay, let me stop you right there and answer your first question. I brought up the bylaws because I felt like every commissioner needed to know what those previous bylaws, which they are no longer in effect.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not, ma'am. That board's been abolished.
That board
It's a
was
matter of
abolished
opinion, so let me
illegally.
finish, okay? It's been abolished, according to the county commission. Now then, they needed to know what your previous bylaws, what you as a board wanted. Me and Mr. Brandon was put on there to help. And
Do you
quite
think
frankly,
you helped?
wait a minute, let me finish. Let me finish, Dale. I was excited to get to work with you and Becky Seaton because I knew of your passion for that place. I stood up for you in a county commission meeting and told how many hours you had spent at that place, how much dedication you had. So I was rather excited knowing because of you and Becky, and I thank the world, Miss Becky, knowing you had a heart for the place. I know Miss Becky spent money of her own on that place.
We both did.
We were appointed to help, but from the very moment I was appointed, I was being stabbed in the back by you folks because you didn't think we should have been there in the first place. I was there to help, and only to find out you didn't. Not only did you not want me there, you didn't want my help. That's why exactly I told the commission in answer to your question, they needed to know how you folks felt about your current bylaws that you had at the time. Because you appointed,
Okay,
not
but-
anyone else.
But y'all approved the members. But Morris, when y'all were appointed, there was 5 members according to bylaws. And then y'all amended it and put it to 7. I'm asking you, the bylaws stated 5 members. I'm asking you why. I understand that you wanted to help, but do you think you helped? How did you help when I was only pointing out obeying the law? And furthermore, the board that you sat on illegally, that you voted, you and Mr. Brandon voted to fire 2 employees. It was a unanimous vote. Fire 2 employees. You and Dennis Watson, the chair, and Jerry Brandon went to the shelter and violated the Sunshine Law, and deliberately you fired 1 employee, but y'all changed your mind about firing the other employee. Okay, you're not allowed to when the board voted unanimously.
That
That's
is a
violating.
total distortion of what took
Dennis
place,
Wa-
and you know that.
No, I don't. All I know
You were
is
there.
I was not
You was
there.
at the board meeting, man.
I was at the board meeting, but I was not privy
That's
to the
right.
meeting
You
that
was
you
at the
and
board
Dennis
meeting
went and
when-
violated the Sunshine
When it was
Law.
determined who could show up that day and who couldn't. You knew everything about that.
I didn't know that y'all were gonna go and change your vote, which you were not allowed to do. You violated the law, Morris.
No, ma'am. That's
Yes,
your-
you did.
That's your opinion. and
The
you're
board
entitled-
voted unanimously
Okay,
and
let's
y'all
go.
changed your mind.
You're entitled to
You're
your
not allowed
opinion
to.
and you can have it.
And listen, let me tell you something.
No, I'm
You can't
through.
do it in
I'm
any,
through.
I'm sure you are. Okay? And for the record, let me just tell all of y'all, Morris, his wife, and me are cousins. We are family.
They are.
That's how family.
We love each other just the same.
That's, what, Morris, I sure can't, you sure don't act like it.
Why, because I don't agree with everything you say?
No, because of what you've done.
Because you're a lawbreaker, you idiot.
You are to uphold the law.
Hey, Debbie,
Yes.
I want a copy of the packet that you all handed out here tonight.
I can
Turn this on.
I want the whole
I was like,
shebang.
Howie. Hi, Preston.
Because my attorney.
He's buttering you up. You're supposed to buy popcorn.
Where, from vending machine?
We'll be up there tomorrow. Why the lights out
Where?
in here?
Hello?
we all fall?
Where?
Can we sue?
No, where? Yeah, tomorrow's Tuesday, ain't it? Work on